The stage is all set for Nandigram Battle Royale. The preparations are on in full swing in the city as Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and her rival Suvendu will be facing each other off in the constituency today. Didi is also going to be filing her nomination papers from the constituency at about 2:30 p.m. We'll get you all the action at that time. Mamata is going to be contesting the Nandigram seat for the first time after her 2011 campaign that brought her to power in the state centered around the Nandigram agitation. While Mamata is going to be filing her papers, her rival Suvendu will inaugurate his election office in Nandigram in just about a short while from now. He will walk from his old office space towards the new office, inaugurating it. This is around the time Mamata will be temple hopping in Nandigram ahead of a nomination. Ahead of this mega face-off, posters calling Suvendu Nandigram's son and Mamata an outsider were seen outside Mamata's residence in the city. Yesterday at a rally, Mamata called BJP an outsider.
The countdown for the high voltage battle in Nandigram has begun on a day when Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamata Banerjee will be filing her nomination from Nandigram. Suvendu Adhikari, her challenger, is inaugurating his election campaign office in Nandigram. The stage, of course, is set, and we'll try and give you a glimpse of Suvendu Adhikari's election campaign office. Come with me. So here in Nandigram, of course, the loudspeaker blaring loud at this point in time with songs to cheer up BJP supporters. And this, of course, is the new office, Suvendu Adhikari's campaign office here in Nandigram Vidhan Sabha Assembly segment. A lot of BJP workers have lined up since morning. There's a special puja that has also been lined up here. Purohits, of course, conducting the puja. We'll try and give you a glimpse as to what exactly is happening inside. Come with me. So special puja being organized and since morning, and in a short while from now, we can expect Suvendu Adhikari himself to come and offer his prayers. A special puja, of course. What, of course, is interesting is this puja is being conducted and offerings are being offered to Bharat Mata. You can see the image of Bharat Mata being worshipped out here. Very, very symbolic. And a havan has also been prepared. Image of Bharat Mata being worshipped here at Suvendu Adhikari's election office. Very, very important, as you can see, and very symbolic as well, with two purohits conducting this special puja since morning. This is, of course, a new building which has been turned into election office from where Suvendu Adhikari's team, Suvendu Adhikari, will be performing their election campaign all through over the next few days.
Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Shuglambara, Dharang Vishnu, Soshivarna.
So, very interesting symbolism as far as Suvendu Adhikari is concerned. A new office. This is a new house, new building, which has been turned into his election office. And in a short while from now, we can expect Suvendu Adhikari himself to come here and attend the puja that is happening and also inaugurate this new office from where his entire campaign strategy and his entire campaign will be managed by his party workers in Nandigram. With camera person Probir Biswas, Indrajit for India Today in Nandigram.
ममता बनर्जी के लिए अलग से यहाँ पर पूजा अर्चना की व्यवस्था की गई है और ये लोग भी प्रार्थना करेंगे कि ममता बनर्जी यहाँ से जीते। लेकिन एक बात साफ है कि इस चुनाव में धर्म राजनीति के साथ बहुत ज़्यादा ओतप्रोत होता जा रहा है। अगर हम बीजेपी के देखें, चाहे वो नरेंद्र मोदी हो, जेपी नड्डा हो, अमित शाह हो, जब भी बंगाल आ रहे हैं किसी न किसी मंदिर में जा रहे हैं। और ममता बनर्जी भी जब उन्होंने चुनाव कैंपेन शुरू किया है, कल नंदीग्राम में पहला दिन था जब चुनाव कैंपेन शुरू किया, तो उन्होंने मंदिरों में पूजा अर्चना करके चुनाव कैंपेन शुरू किया और आज भी वो मंदिर में आ रही हैं। और एक जानकारी के मुताबिक पिछले कई दिनों में ममता बनर्जी ने लगभग 22 मंदिरों में दर्शन किए हैं, पूजा अर्चना की है। कैमरामैन तापस बायरी के साथ अनुपम मिश्र।
My colleague Akshana Nandagopal now explains the Nandigram Assembly results of 2016. Take a look.
Here's a look at the people's mandate back in 2016 in the Nandigram constituency. It was a sizable win for the Trinamool Congress, 67% of the votes going to Suvendu Adhikari. Now in second place, the runner-up was interestingly the CPI with 27% of votes. Abdul Kabir Sheikh came in second place, and last was the BJP. In third place, Bijan Kumar Das just about got 5% of the votes. So it's clear that the TMC emerged victor in 2016 in Nandigram. The question is, were the votes for Suvendu Adhikari or were the votes for the party, for TMC?
Indro is joining us from Nandigram, getting us up to speed with the very latest. Indro, I can only imagine the pulse on the ground as far as Nandigram is concerned. It's one of the biggest ones to watch out for within the fiercely contested election of West Bengal. What's the pulse on ground really looking like vis-a-vis Suvendu and Mamta both?
Well, Chaiti, as I said, the atmosphere on the ground here in Nandigram this morning, of course, is electrifying. We are here, of course, at the location where Suvendu Adhikari's new campaign office, the main central campaign office in Nandigram, will be inaugurated in a short while from now. We are just waiting for Suvendu Adhikari to enter. You can see hordes of Suvendu Adhikari BJP supporters have just made their way into this zone. And any time from now, any moment from now, Suvendu Adhikari would be coming. He has already started and he will be coming here. In fact, this is a very, very narrow lane, and therefore his car will not be able to enter. So you'll have to walk into this lane where his new party office is located. You can see party workers are very, very enthusiastic, jubilant. They're shouting Jai Shri Ram slogans. Let me ask my camera person to show you the dais. The dais is prepared, continuous sloganeering by his supporters. And any time from now, Suvendu Adhikari would be arriving here. We are given to understand that he is walking from the Nandigram bus stop to this location, which is close to the Nandigram Bazaar. And it's a very narrow lane, very congested, but Suvendu Adhikari has decided that he will be walking. So, and you can see all these BJP supporters here, Suvendu Adhikari supporters, they're all raising that one single slogan, that Bohira Gata Hatao. They're terming Mamta Banerjee as an outsider, and they're saying Suvendu Adhikari is the son of the soil. So he is the real insider, and therefore remove the outsider. In fact, this is the Trinamool's narrative, Trinamool slogan that has been completely turned on its head, because Mamta Banerjee is the one and Trinamool Congress is the one which has been going on, raising this topic of outsiders, terming, and the entire BJP leadership, be it Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, the other leadership who are coming into the state for campaigning, and they have been termed as outsiders. Now here in Nandigram, the entire narrative has been completely turned on its head by the BJP and Suvendu Adhikari, who are in turn calling Mamta Banerjee an outsider in Nandigram, because they are claiming, they are alleging that Mamta Banerjee has not visited Nandigram in several years, in the last 10 years that she has been in power, ever since 14 years back when the Nandigram struggle took place. And therefore, now that she is here in
Indra,
Nandigram,
since you mentioned how electrifying that atmosphere is, and it's so difficult to put into words when the atmosphere is that electrifying, why don't you show our viewers, pan your camera and show us what the mood looks like in Nandigram at the moment.
And Suvendu Adhikari has just come here. I'll try and show the visuals. You can just see Suvendu Adhikari has just reached the campaign office. He will be taking part, of course, in the puja. You can see these live visuals of Suvendu Adhikari entering the campaign office. He's first offering his prayers to a statue of Lord Hanuman. You can see live and exclusive on India Today, Suvendu Adhikari visiting his campaign office for the first time and paying his tributes, paying his floral tributes to a statue of Lord Hanuman here. Quite a lot of symbolism, as I've been saying since morning. And interestingly, this comes at a time when Mamta Banerjee, his opponent, is also visiting a lot of temples this morning. So Suvendu Adhikari has reached his new campaign office where he will start his campaign. You can see exclusively on India Today. Very, very interesting. Flanked by his supporters. Suvendu Adhikari speaking to his supporters, trying to organize this entire area. And he will now be entering his campaign office, which we have been showing since morning. a bit of chaos, of course, because a lot of supporters have also come. We'll try and give you moment-to-moment detail. Chaiti, here it is. Suvendu will just be cutting the ribbon. You can see he's coming here. We're inside the office now. He will be cutting the ribbon and inaugurating his new campaign office. Suvendu Adhikari kick-starting his campaign in Nandigram, greeted by his supporters, by his fellow co-workers in Nandigram. It's a high-pitched, high-profile campaign, evidently, because he's facing none other than West Bengal Chief Minister, Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamta Banerjee, once his boss, and now Suvendu Adhikari, the Shishya, if I can say, the disciple of Mamta Banerjee, once the trusted lieutenant of Mamta Banerjee, today challenging Mamta Banerjee herself. And this, of course, is considered to be Suvendu Adhikari's turf, because Nandigram is from where Suvendu Adhikari rose to prominence in his political career. In 2016, he secured more than 67% votes in this constituency and won the seat comfortably, and he increased the margin from 2011, because in 2011 the Trinamool candidate won with 61% votes. In 2016, Suvendu Adhikari increased the margin to 67%. You can see now Suvendu Adhikari inaugurating his party office and flanked by supporters who are sloganeering Bharat Mata Ki Jai. So he will. It's a very, very important occasion, very symbolic, very symbolic. Okay, so he's trying to. Yes, there you have it. Suvendu entering his new campaign office, very, very symbolic, of course. And Bharat Mata is what is being worshipped today at this campaign office. Bharat Mata, the image of Bharat Mata is being worshipped. You can see a havan taking place. Suvendu Adhikari entering and taking part in this worship. Very important puja, a special havan.
Yeah. While staying with these visuals that are coming in as well, let's in fact listen in to what's going on right there. Electrifying atmosphere, as Indra put it. Listen in. Suvendu Adhikari on your screens right now. It's going to be a big challenge right there for TMC Supremo, perhaps, who is fighting one of her toughest elections of her political career. That's Mamta Banerjee going to be fighting her toughest elections, contesting from the Nandigram seat where Suvendu is also contesting from. And this is a show of strength coming in from Suvendu Adhikari. He's inaugurating his new office. These first up visuals that you're seeing exclusively here on India Today, an electrifying atmosphere, as Indra put it, right there. There's Jai Shri Ram chants by the Suvendu supporters right there as well. Let me take this across to Indra. Indra, we saw the new campaign office. Suvendu entered in mud style. There was a havan that was performed. He performed a puja as well. Coming back to Mamta Banerjee, she's perhaps going to be fighting one of her toughest elections of her political career this time around, and hence Nandigram takes so much of prominence this time around in West Bengal Assembly elections, Indra.
Well, absolutely, no doubt about that. Chaiti, just bear with us for a moment, because there's some amount of chaos as expected, because you can see it's not a very spacious campaign office. So a bit of chaos when hundreds of supporters, political supporters enter. You can see, many are in fact bursting the balloons that are there. Suvendu Adhikari's new campaign office, and just off this campaign office, we'll again try and go there. There is a small dais that have been set, and few supporters, of course, have gathered here, where Suvendu Adhikari is expected to deliver his speech. So he will be addressing his partymen here in Nandigram. So Suvendu Adhikari, of course, it is important to mention that he is a Bhumi Putra. He is a local son of the soil. His house, of course, is in Kathi. That's where the Adhikari family stays. His father, several times Trinamool Congress MP, a veteran leader, Shishir Adhikari. His brother Dibyendu Adhikari is also a Trinamool Congress MP. And at this point in time, as you can see, Suvendu Adhikari is slowly taking the dais. We'll try and get you a better frame. There's a lot of anticipation in this area, and within moments of Suvendu Adhikari arriving here, we can see the crowds have swelled like anything, and Suvendu Adhikari is on the dais now. He's speaking. So very short while back participated in the puja that took place in which Bharat Mata, an image of Bharat Mata was worshipped, and you can see Suvendu Adhikari now on the dais, and he will be addressing his party workers, his supporters here at this outside this campaign office, at the stage, at the dais that has been created. Chaiti.
And in the interim, tell us what the mood looks like. The supporters chanting Jai Shri Ram right there as well. This is a big tough war of Nandigram that we're bringing for our viewers, and in just short while from now, any moment now, isn't it, Indra, that he's going to start speaking?
Well, that's right. We can expect him to, speak and address his supporters in a short while from now. So we'll try and get closer to him. It's a little chaotic at this point in time because suddenly with Suvendu Adhikari's arrival, a lot of BJP supporters, Suvendu Adhikari fans, of course, have gathered here. What's interesting, of course, is that this is happening simultaneously, almost simultaneously with Trinamool Congress Supremo and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee also in Nandigram today, and she is, of course, also performing puja at various temples. We saw her yesterday visiting multiple temples. She was even at Nandigram Bazaar, where she was serving tea and trying to have that local connect. But as I've been saying, the fight, of course, here and the entire narrative that the Trinamool Congress was building about insider and outsider, trying to paint the BJP leadership as an outsider, that has been turned on its head by the BJP and Suvendu Adhikari himself, with now the BJP campaigning in Nandigram that he is the son of the soil, he is an insider. Mamta Banerjee, who has come in a chopper from Kolkata, is the outsider, is the ultimate outsider, and that's the attack that is being framed by the BJP leadership here. I'll try and see if we can, manage to get a little closer to Suvendu Adhikari.
Yes, take your time.
And you can see Bharat Mata chants out here. Lots of BJP supporters, and everybody seems to have gathered very close to the dais. So we'll try and close in and see if we can move a little closer and give you a closer view of what's happening on the dais. He's felicitating his fellow supporters, his BJP workers in this area. So he's basically.
Let's speak a little about Didi as well. Indra, she's going to be filing her nomination papers from this constituency itself at 2:30 p.m. today. So it's going to be an action-packed day as far as Nandigram is concerned.
Well, absolutely. Just in a short while from now, in fact, moments from now, Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamta Banerjee will also be filing her nomination for, and you can see, and Suvendu Adhikari here is being greeted by his supporters. And barely a few kilometers away from this place is Mamta Banerjee. She's in fact hired a local house here where she is camping. She's going to camp for a few days now. Last night she was here and she attended several programs, and today she will be going to Haldia after praying, offering her prayers at various temples in Nandigram. So Suvendu Adhikari conducting prayers here in Nandigram, Mamta Banerjee also here in Nandigram praying, and everybody seemed to be seeking, both these high-profile candidates seem to be seeking divine intervention at this point in time.
You know, Indra, we're going to be on this story. This is a very important story. We will be cutting live to get you Suvendu Adhikari's address right there from Nandigram, which is one of the most important constituencies this election.